What's going on, people? And well, today's video is a little bit different. It's a football talk video, and it basically started from the other day at work, where me and my work colleague were talking about the Premier League, talking about how Liverpool and City are currently fighting it out for first place to win the Premier League. As a Man United fan, I don't really want either of the two teams to win. I mean, yes, Tottenham aren't that far away from top either, but they are going to struggle with the lack of the lack of transfers in January and in the summer, and the current injury list that they have. So yeah, it does really look like Liverpool and City are going to be fighting it out for first and second. Tottenham will most likely finish third, unless a few other injuries happen or whatever. And then you've got Chelsea, Arsenal and United all fighting it out for that fourth place for the top level of European football. But today's video isn't to do with the top half of the Premier League. We're going to look at the bottom three teams: Cardiff, Fulham and Huddlesfield. All three teams look certain at this point in being relegated. Fulham did bring in a good few transfer names in the January transfer window, but is it enough to get them safe in the Premier League? Who knows? Realistically, Cardiff are only 2 points away from Burnley and away from being relegated. So basically, if Burnley loses at the weekend and Cardiff win, they could get out of relegation. Burnley have got a better goal difference, but even so, Southampton in 16th are on the same points, as well as Newcastle, who are 15th. So there are a few teams that are still likely possibly to be relegated, and there are 13 games remaining, so that's like 39 points at max that any one team could to get. So it is still all up for grabs. Huddersfield, I think a lot of people have already just said that they're ready for relegation. They've only got 11 points. They're going to have to get 12 points to get past Cardiff. So yeah, I think in all fairness, Huddersfield, unless they go on a mad winning spell at the end, I think they're relegated at this point. So this video, I've talked way too much in this intro really. This video is to do with the three teams, as I've mentioned: Cardiff, Fulham and Huddersfield, and we're going to be talking about my starting 11 with the Premier League's current relegation teams. So as we said, Cardiff, Fulham and Huddlesfield, they're all in the bottom three of the Premier League, and I'm going to pick 11 players in a 4-3-3 formation. There's going to be no biased opinions, I guess. I mean, in all fairness, it is going to be biased because I'm picking it. It's my thoughts and it's my opinions. So I'm going to pick certain players that people that are watching this video will disagree with me. But I want to see your thoughts and your preferences in the comment section below. And like I said, this is my preference, so I'm allowed to pick who I want. Starting with the goalkeeper, Alex Smithies, the Cardiff goalkeeper, the 28-year-old English goalkeeper who hasn't had an English call-up for his country since he was playing in the under 19s in 2009. Started his career at Huddlesfield, so he's played for two of the teams that are currently in a relegation battle, and then went on to play for QPR, over 100 games for QPR, another team that got relegated recently. He's wearing the number 12 for Cardiff, and as much as Cardiff have got pretty solid goalkeepers, and it's kind of hard to pick who to have in goal. Bit of a silly reason why I'm picking him, but I used to always have him as a backup keeper on, I think, like FIFA 14 or 15. It was early on in his career because he was a young English up and coming star, and I think we all used to do that on FIFA and still probably do. And in all fairness, he's got a bit of a soft spot in my heart on the manager mode. So For that reason, he is in this starting 11 over the other three teams' goalkeepers. So we're going to move on to the defenders. At left back, we're going to go for the Huddlesfield player, the German international, who can play right or left back, Eric Durm. Yeah, so basically the reason I picked him is he's 26 years old, and honestly I think he's a better player than Huddlesfield. No disrespect for Huddlesfield, but he looks like a really good player that could be playing mid Premier League level. I mean, he does look pretty good. He was playing for Dortmund, and he's moved to Huddlesfield to play in the Premier League, and I can't wait to see what he can bring in the future. And then challenging him on the full-back side of things, we've got my right back, who plays for Fulham on loan from Arsenal. It's Callum Chambers, and yes, I know that he can play as a centre mid or a centre back, but in my eyes Chambers is a right back, and that's where I'm going to place him in this starting 11. Moving on to the centre back players, Sol Bamba, the Cardiff veteran 34-year-old player. Yeah, basically he's going to be like the leader on the pitch in my eyes, age wise I guess. At least he's the older player, 34 years old, probably the oldest player in this defence. I've gone for quite a young team actually. And then partnering him is Fosu Mensah, the Man United loanee who's currently playing at Fulham. That is the defence picked out. We're going to move on to the midfield now. So there's 3 positions in this starting 11 to pick 3 centre midfielders. The CDM of this team is going to be Gunnarsson, the Cardiff Icelandic captain, is going to be in that CDM role, with Alex Pritchard, the former Tottenham Youth Academy player who's currently playing at Huddlesfield, and partnering him is teammate in reality Aaron Moy. 2 Aarons in the midfield, that's kind of interesting. 2 bald midfielders too, that's even more, and 2 Huddlesfield players. But that's my 3 in midfield. Gunnarsson, Moy and Pritchard. I think them 3 have the right balance between defensive ability and going forward and attacking and finding the right pass and having a few shots from a bit of a distance away. I think that's going to be the best 3 that I can pick from. And then moving on to my wingers, there's a Cardiff player and there's a Fulham player. The Fulham player, no, it's not Babel. And it's not any of the January transfer that they've signed either. It's the German international Schürrle, who I guess is on loan and could be leaving at the end of the season if they get relegated. But the German international, why would you not put a German international of that level? Is he 28 now, 27 years old? I mean, even at Chelsea, I know he didn't really get the opportunity at Chelsea, but you could see that he was a solid player. So for that reason he is going in this starting 11. And then on the right we're going to be playing Junior Hoilett, the former QPR player. I think a lot of people remember him at QPR. He's currently playing at Cardiff. The Canadian, I think he's a Canadian international, could have played for Jamaica, and I think that's the same with his brother as well. I think he's got a brother that, if I remember looking through Wikipedia the other week, didn't even know he had a brother, to be honest. But yeah, Junior Hoilett as my right mid, right winger, leaving 1 player and 1 player only, and that's my striker. Out of Huddlesfield, Cardiff and Fulham, the only striker that you can really go for is that £50 million transfer that almost happened. The Fulham striker that almost went to China for £50 million. Yes, it's Mitrovic, and what you can see in front of you now is kind of what the team is that I've kind of mentioned. I don't know why, but FIFA kind of messed the starting lineup here. So you can kind of see this weird formation. I don't understand how it's done that. It's kind of gone 4-3-3 but on a weird angle. I'll show you how it's meant to look. There you go, 4-3-3. If I was to make a bench out of this, I would go for Fulham, another England potential international. I think he actually played, which is that Bettinelli as my backup goalkeeper. Tim Ream, Tommy Smith as my 2 defenders. Patterson, Cardiff's key man at the moment, in my eyes, the utility man that's been playing up front, scoring most of their goals this season. Sessanog and Ryan Babel as my bench players. And yes, there's a million and one players that I could have picked from Cardiff, from Fulham, or from Huddlesfield, but I think that's got a good range, from defenders to a centre mid, a winger, and, well, two wingers. It's not really a striker option. These three teams are all lacking a decent striker in my eyes. And I know Patterson does play as a striker, so I guess class him as a striker on the bench almost. But yeah, that's my team. If I had to pick a manager from these three teams, it would probably be between the Cardiff and Fulham boss. I would probably go for Ranieri, just because of the history he's got in the Premier League with teams like Chelsea and Leicester. You know, he's won the league with Leicester, a smaller team. You know, you can do it with a small team. And obviously he's had history with bigger clubs like Inter Milan, so he can play, or he can manage teams in Europe as well. And for that reason, I think he's got the nod in front of Neil Warnock, which will probably make him rant about it. But, you know, this is a make-believe, a personal opinion that, you know, it's never going to happen. Let's think about this a little bit more as well and go, okay, out of the three teams, they've all got three kits, I believe. So whose home kit would I pick? What away kit would I pick? And what third kit would I pick? So I'm going to pick Fulham's home kit. I think it's quite a smart home kit. And in my opinion, the home kit has to be the smart kit out of any of the kits. And yeah, a lot of teams kind of miss that. So the Fulham kit as the home kit, I'd go for Huddlesfield's away kit, which is red and black. Kind of looks like Bournemouth's kit, in all fairness. Red and black, a little bit of a menacing kit. It's like the Man United kit, menacing. You know that red's, you know, anger. So, you know, it's quite an interesting kit to have as a B kit, I guess, or a backup kit, the away kit. And then moving on to the third kit, the kit that doesn't often get used, I would pick the Cardiff third kit, which is a greenish yellowy kind of neon kit. See it just there. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Tell me your own opinions in the comment section below. Tell me how I could improve this video, and if you're new, why not